Sorry about that.
I try to be on time, you know. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, all you wonderful and fantastic Rotarians. Oop, wrong group. Glad to see you here today. Let's begin with the pledge. I pledge allegiance. And our four-way test of the things. Is it fair to all concerned? All right. Nice group today. Good to see you with us on this September 16th, the day after the Ides of March. And 2025, it's day number 259 of our year. The Brewers are 91-59, still the best record in the whole major leagues, I believe. And in case you didn't know, the Everett Washington Aqua Sox have won the Northwest Championship. The Aqua Sox are the high A minor league of the Mariners. And why that might be interesting to us is because they have a catcher named Josh Caron, who is from Sun Prairie. And he is on his way up. Who knows? He may be playing Major League Baseball. You'll have to go watch him. Things you probably don't know, don't need to know what I'm going to tell you anyway. The average yawn in a human being is 6 seconds. Also, almost all animals yawn. Animals with larger brains yawn longer than animals with smaller brains. See, told you. Probably didn't know that. Who cares? Don't have any birthdays this week. Ann Orley here today. Ann, haven't seen her for a while. It is her anniversary today, club anniversary. Rebecca Kettleson, she here? She our speaker today still?
What's that?
You're supposed to be. Okay. So I got, otherwise I'm looking good here for visitors, and a really, really bad poem. I couldn't get this to work right, but here it goes. If I can get the laughs before I even say it, I'm in really good shape. Too close, she followed. So I set my warning light flashing. Still on my bumper, my thoughts feared a terrible crashing. Angry, I pulled off to the side, yet still she didn't go by. Exit, clenched fist, then red-faced, gave my camper trailer a tongue lashing. Yeah, see, the days can only get better.
All good, all good, all good. No worries there. Okay, so we are up to our minute of Jamie. If you are If you are ready to go, we will say welcome and thank you. Morning, friends. All right. You know, I've got kids and a full-time job. If I can keep a train of thought, I'm winning. So inspired by Dave and my many mornings with you here, I have penned my member minute as a poem for you to hear.
All right.
Mixed feelings about that, but I'm gonna go forward. Hello, my name is Janie, wife to one, mother of three. My oldest just turned 18, my youngest a wee 3. In the middle, she is 7, and I've named them Ruby, Madeline, and Evelyn. My folks by birth are Cheryl and Joe, by marriage, Roger and Julie. When we all get together, there can be quite a bit of tomfoolery. I am a sister to 2, sister-in-law to 10, aunt to 15, godmother to Sam, and most recently, great aunt to tiny little Bowen. This is starting to feel a bit like an obit, but I'm kind of having fun, so I'm not going to stop it. I've had many jobs in my years. There's been 43 years, not jobs. Though if I count, maybe. I've always been a bit of an entrepreneur, not afraid to be an amateur, hopeful to be a connoisseur. I've worked for myself, for my friends, for government and nonprofits. I have yet to serve as a scientist of rockets. Any day of the week, I love theater and culinary arts. I love dancing and exploring all the wild parts. My yin and my yang hold frivolity and strife as I aim to have fun and make meaning of life. No matter the hobby or job that I do, my absolute favorite is my children's I love you. I believe in the power of kindness, love, and community, of you and me, of us, of we. Each of us holds in our hearts a truth, a life, a leader, a dream, of impossible made possible, born of a magical little scheme. To do a little more than we thought that we could or should, surpassing expectations of what we thought we would. You all welcomed me in when I arrived as a head on a screen. What a wild 5 years it has been. Thank you for making space, giving grace, sharing stories and laughs, building community connection, no matter the season or the election. Rotarians, you have shown me that if life gets quite hard or scary, we take care of each other here in Sun Prairie. Mic drop, standard set, all the above, you know. That was fabulous. All right, so I have a few things to go through for all of us. We are also going to do our induction of new Rotarians today. And unless there is a sudden change, our speaker unfortunately does not appear to be here, but in some ways that is okay because there's quite a bit of business here to attend to. So we will go with that, and credit to Rex that he did have a speaker. It was not a lack of a speaker, but sometimes things happen. So that's where we are. So I will go through some of the things that I needed to go through. We'll do Rotary Moments, and then we will do the new member induction, and then if I change the speaker, we'll go from there. If not, we'll just punt. So things we need to go over. One thing that I will show you guys. So we had talked a lot about the school supply drive for the community and the cake, etc. So as it turns out, we were unable to partake in the actual event, but you guys came through with a whole lot of supplies. That is my car literally full of school supplies. And Jamie was able to get them to homes that needed them and kids that needed them and places that needed them. So I just wanted to give you guys the update on that and to thank you all for partaking. There were many supplies that were delivered. So
Thank you all very much for that.
I just want to let you know, Lions took home the trophy, so we got to come back big
Next year, yes, agreed. You should have all received last night, and if you have not, take a look. An email from Ann about the multicultural fair. So the multicultural fair is coming up in 2 weeks, or the 27th, so not this weekend, but the next. And we do and are committed to having a booth there to talk about Rotary and all the great things Rotary does, and just to be part of this really cool event in Sun Prairie. So we absolutely need folks to help out, to volunteer for that. So the sign-up sheet is out. All you gotta do is grab a slot, go for it. Coming up quick. So if you could take a look at that, that'd be awesome.
My Maddie can be there from like 11 to 2 or 2:30 to talk about Rotary Exchange.
Great. Putting it down.
Lucy Miller wants to help out too, so that would be good. I'll get her in touch with Ann
Perfect. Thank you.
from the Interact.
Awesome. That is delightful. So thank you for that. I reached out to a few people individually, have yet to hear back, so I'm gonna do a mass appeal about the pancake making at the Emergency Services Open House. So that is coming up on October the 12th. And what we need, much pressure applied, what we need is one person to spearhead said event. What does it say? So I did it last year, and basically it is a coordination of all the volunteers, spending the morning there, making sure that we are all there and doing our thing, communicating with the folks that volunteer, confirming their shifts, etc. And what do? We bake pancakes, put sausages on a plate, talk to people, talk about Rotary. It's pretty fun, but I do need one person to kind of just put it all together to make sure that we are all there in number. So I'm very much hoping that somebody sends me an email, grabs me after the meeting, raises their hand now, lets me know that they would like to just spearhead. Don't have to, do it all work yourself. And I will also add that when I did do it last year, once I sent out the ask, it's pretty quickly people who wanted to help you. So it was a fun event. It's not that much labor, but we do need someone to spearhead it. So let me know. Much appreciated. It is an event that we have done for a long time. A rotating grill appears. It's pretty cool. It's quite fun to watch the pancakes being spun around. So let me know. I would really appreciate it. It should be a fun event. So that's upcoming as well. All right. Where else am I on here? Pancakes, multicultural, etc. Okay. So we are up to, we didn't have much like that. Rotary Moments. What do we have for Rotary Moments? What's there? Anybody? Mr. Dan, what do you got?
Patrick Myers. Patrick Myers. John and I made a road trip after last week's meeting, and we met with Filing Concrete just to get some details down about when we got to have this in the ground, things like that. And we kind of came up with November 1 is our drop dead date that we want to have cement in the ground.
Wow.
So, but we also are under a time crunch because the city won't have their annexation totally done until the middle of October. And so I can't get permits until middle of October. So Rex, Bush.
Is there any former mayors that can intercede?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
City administrators.
Maybe, just maybe. But Deb and I, we've been pushing hard, and so we're going to be making it happen, and so that's our goal, is to have cement ground on November 1. Because if we go beyond that, our prices start jumping because they have to put chemicals into the cement because of frost and, freezing and all of those things. So, it's all about pushing right now.
We got a couple new people here. Can you just give a brief overview?
Absolutely. Patrick Marsh is our wall that's inspired by our former Rotarian Bill Wambach. Wonderful man. He introduced a lot of us to this club. And so he loved Patrick Marsh. He was, you name it, he did it. He was a pilot. He was head of district transportation. Patrick Marsh was the first mitigated project in the state of Wisconsin. What mitigated means is if someone disturbed wetlands in one place, they banked it, and then Patrick Marsh, they bought up the land there and to bring back the marsh to the life it is. And so Bill is very much part of it. He was also maybe in a land surveyor. He was a land surveyor. He always had his arm around my shoulder. That's why you'll see me. I have the motivation for this project because he's to this day, he's got his arm around me, making this happen. So that's real quick. This is 5 years in the process, guys. So I mean, it's been quite a project, and I could be here all day talking about it. So that's just kind of a real quick overview on Patrick Marsh and where we're at, and we're going to be going. So
Awesome.
Thank you.
Other Rotary moments. Anybody have anything? Michael?
We are now recording these meetings so that when presenters have stuff, they can put it on their Facebook, they can go back and look. But that does mean anything you say will be out here in the world. So be mindful of that.
Save for posterity.
As you are finding social media posts from the Rotary group, don't just click like and be done. Say, oh, that was great, or oh, I missed it, and I'll be there next time. Say something, anything, because those interactions get a little further than just liking and clicking. I have pictures from Melissa from the Turkish Rotary group that came through, but I know they had jam-packed days. So if you have other stuff, please send that.
Michael, so we at the meeting, we watch, so we can go watch it at our meeting.
Yes.
How do we do that?
We have a YouTube page, and I'll make sure it's on our Rotary page so that you can get to anyone. All the COVID era ones are still up, and there's just a gap from 2020 to 2025. Okay.
I was gonna give a little update on the Turkish travelers. I know there's many in this room that participated, but what a delightful group. I picked up a couple that stayed with Ann Overly on Wednesday morning, took them up to the Capitol, toured the Capitol. Melissa came along. She had never done a tour of the Capitol. But she was wrong. Yeah. So she went along, and that was a lot of fun. They really were an absolute delight. And then we had a gathering out at Valerie Rank's farm, because Valerie's part of the downtown club. They wanted some old fashions, so my husband pre-made old fashions. Learned that from Justin Garrett, how to do that. So we made them in mason jars and put the lids on them, and then made them for everybody as they came along. So that was fun, but they were, if anybody's thinking about a friendship exchange, I just saw on the district website that they're going to Newfoundland next June. So that, I mean, it's a great opportunity to travel, meet some new people, but these guys are a delight. They're very welcoming. For anybody who wants to come on. And then for the lunch meeting, Rex and Rich covered me because I was gone. Yeah, 5 people. You said, Rich? It's 5 people there?
5 or 6, yeah.
Okay. So we're getting there. If anybody has a speaker they want to mention, I think our next date is October 13th. Monday, October 13th. So thanks.
Any other Rotary moments? Anybody have it? All right, I will add to the the Turkish group that came through.
Oh, yeah, you should.
I picked them up on last week on Thursday, so I couldn't stay for the event. I took them to Sassy Cow. But somehow I thought it would be one, two. So again, you see my car. So I had two people in my car, and you kind of saw them looking like it's fine, you know, whatever. And then we had a very long conversation from Monona out to Sassy Cow about cars, transportation, Volkswagen, driving in the States, and then sure as shooting, we're going north on 51, and there was an enormous speed trap. So there were cop cars, and people pulled over, and lights flashing. It was like this big to do, and they were like, "What is happening?" I'm like, well, you know, speed trap. So it was very entertaining. So they were great. It was a lot of fun. Oh my goodness.
Was it a couple?
It's a couple.
Okay.
Yeah. He was a chemical engineer.
Okay.
So that was, it was fun. So good stuff to partake in should you feel so inclined. Any of you Rotary Moments online that I've seen? Anybody at all? Okay. All right. So let us do, I don't see our speakers, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our induction of our new members, which is very exciting to have 3 new members. So if we could have Paul and Joe and Susan come and join us up front, that'd be amazing. So I'll get to go here. You want to come around? Come on, we're gonna get some photo apps here.
Oh.
Together, that's what.
All right. So, fellow Rotarians, please help me induct Paul and Joe and Susan into the Rotary Club of Sun Prairie. We asked you to join us because you are worthy representatives of your vocation and you believe in Rotary's ideals. We ask that you use the Rotary's 4-way test as you conduct your daily visits. In a moment, you will receive a Rotary lapel pin. This pin will, when worn with pride, help those whom you meet for the first time to anticipate that their dealings with you will be just and honest. It is through recognition such as this that Rotary has become an honored organization worldwide. Rotary is a service club in the finest sense. We work hard as we serve others, but we find time for fellowship, and we use our first names in addressing our fellow members, and we encourage the social atmosphere. Rotary is a non-racial, non-political, non-sectarian organization with clubs throughout the world, and for this reason, political and religious issues are not discussed in Rotary clubs. Fellow Rotarians, here are Paul and Susan and Joe, the newest members of the Rotary Club of Sun Prairie. Do not fail them in your duties. Welcome to the Sun Prairie. So I think that some of you already know all of these, but we will do that nonetheless. And your lapel pin. And thank you and welcome. We're glad to have you. Thank you. And welcome. We're so glad to have you. Thank you so very much. Come on. Yay. Did we get a picture? Please say we had a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Wonderful. Okay, so in light of the fact that we do not have a speaker, I will mention a couple things about speakers, just so we all have this information. The speaker calendar, so when you are set to present a speaker, is all on the website. So take a look at that, and it is posted. It's all throughout the year, but it is all posted on the front page as we get closer to the dates. I do have some folks who have contacted us about speaking. So if you are looking for a speaker, in need of a speaker, thinking, this person who I thought was going to, maybe can't, or maybe they're not interested anymore, or gee, I can't seem to think of anyone. There are folks who are willing to do so and want to do so. So let me know and I can share that information. Dan just did that the other day. I was able to toss him a few names. So let me know. I'm happy to help with that. Also on the front page of the web page is the who's giving the member minute. You take a look at that. It's all there, so you can kind of get yourself geared up, get your poetry skills ready, bake a cake. I don't know, something. So anyhow, it's all right there. So, and then I will put that into the email as well, so that you know that it is your turn. And of course, if you cannot attend that day, you have things that happen. You can just swap with one of your fellow Rotarians. That would be amazing. All right. So that is what I have, and that would put me, unless anybody else has anything else, that would put us to happy hours.
Right. Very good. I'll give you a couple seconds to dig out a lot of money. We got plenty of time today. You're happy about a lot of things. I can make a lot of money with my budget. You know, we need to have happy Rotarians. And all you new Rotarians, you don't get free ones anymore.
Sign down the dotted line.
Okay, I gave you your pen, now you gotta do that.
Okay, over here. Oh, not a good start. You guys, now, not a single dollar. Oh, man. I'll tell you. Over here.
We need to put in more time.
More time?
Maybe it's too early. Maybe there's something happening. You know what it is? You know. I know you get everything on Oh, Rich opened the door.
Yeah. You should have.
Yeah. Free pickleball dollar. Here we go.
Yeah. Like $3 for a 3 members. I got to talk to a lot of them. I haven't talked to Susan very much yet, but great people. I think they're considered great. Anything you need to know to remind us, to tell you about things. But sometimes we just get in the habit of just going, and if you don't understand. I was lucky enough to draw, and Paul, I'm your mentor.
Oh, good.
I think,
Yeah.
if you have any questions, okay, that's who I am. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Over here. Oh, Terry, thank you.
One of the best things about coming to Rotary is always the speaker, but I gotta admit that I do like your poems. You know, and Jamie, yours was awesome.
I think you should do it again.
Maybe a donation to, community schools will get your member.
Okay. It's group is on cultural.
Compliment Dave.
Okay. Oh, this is a great table. I love it.
I know. Well, I just wanted, kudos to the group for welcoming the Turks. I thought it was a really, really nice event. I was able to get to the Edgewater and then went over to John's for dinner for the Turks. And then I went out to the picnic, and it was just nice to see the enthusiasm and the camaraderie. So, thank you.
Great. Oh, okay, here we go. Well, I'm looking forward to the talk. This is my 7th Rotary Club in 30 years in Rotary. So, and every club's different. Really looking forward to it. Appreciate taking you in.
Welcome.
We're happy to have you here.
Yeah.
We are really different. Yeah.
Difference is a strategic word.
There it is.
Okay, so my first happy dollar, I'm sending it back around. Because I need to know what the heck is, Pickleball Kingdom.
Pickleball Kingdom is a company that takes like Walmarts and stuff like that and puts them into our park. And they're doing that with Verizon.
Yeah, it's right down the road from my house, so I'm
Yeah.
like, I saw the flags up, coming soon, Pickleball Kingdom, I tried to look them up on Google.
And
So they're excited about this for the winter.
it depends. For a lot of us that already play at the pack,
Oh,
yes, Kingdom was a much nicer place, much more geared strictly for pickleball. But our health insurance pays for the pack, but it doesn't pay for Kingdom. And it's pricey. It's $800 a year, plus there might be other fees. So it's gonna be pricey.
okay, well, that's what I wondered, I had no idea. There, on the website, it doesn't say anything about prices or anything, so.
Well, they do call themselves a kingdom.
Yeah. But yeah, it will be, it will be a good help, a good alternative, especially for tournaments. A lot of the tournaments that we would normally hold out at Wyndham may go over there because although it might be more expensive, they don't have to worry about weather.
Good point. Okay, well, I knew you would know.
Yeah.
Couple of other happy dollars. Last weekend, we got to go on base. They had a family day on Saturday, and that was a lot of fun. They did for anybody who lives in the Madison area, they did flyovers with the F-35s. And then they also had F-18s, I believe it was, from the Navy that flew over as well. So for anybody in the Madison area that didn't know what was going on, I'm sure it got quite noisy there for a little while. But just seeing all the airmen and their families out there was pretty cool. And Noah, our bonus son, is now officially working on base full time. So it's very interesting and kind of strange, but really cool to have two sons working at the base full time. And we got to see where they're working and all of that kind of thing. And so that was pretty neat. Another happy dollar, we had my aunt and uncle and my parents over because my parents are here in summer. They live near Mirror Lake State Park in the summer at a campground. And next week they're heading back to Florida because if the weather drops below 65, so they're not just snowbirds. They are like, yeah, it can't go below 65 for us. So they're heading back to Florida and we won't see them again until June, basically. And my last happy dollar was, again, just to thank this entire committee and the fact that this club and the fact that we continue to grow and be vital and are doing wonderful things in the community. And I can't always volunteer for everything, but it's wonderful that we just have such a great, vibrant group here with some new members as well. Never heard of this Paul guy, but these other two.
All right, okay, over here.
Okay, happy dollars, so we got some time to burn, so we'll talk about today. But no, one of the things is like with Patrick Marsh is, it's amazing. Something that happened this week for us was we were going through the permit process and all of a sudden out of the blue found out that we had to get permits from CARPC. And CARPC is, to me, in my trade, and stands for Capital Area Regional Planning Committee. And I'm always afraid once I hear those words, because that's a huge time thing and we go, oh no, not CARPC. But fortunately, Kristen Grissom, head of the parks, she's in our committee. We talk every week. She knew of someone that sat on the council that actually sat on CARPC. So it pays to know people. So she got on the phone with them, they got a meeting right away with committee chair and found out this is a minor thing. And so supposedly we have permits coming from CARPC within our time frame. So we're going to be able to keep them. So that was like a, kind of breath for us this last week. So, I mean, we've had this going through this project nonstop. I mean, we were told, I don't know how many times, we'll be getting it in the city of Sun Prairie and in 2 months. Well, guess what? It always ended up being another year and another year, and so that's why once we got through this hurdle, it's like, okay, another hurdle gone, so in this Patrick Marsh project, you don't know how many times we've had these, oh my God, moments. But so we're just going to keep pushing, and thank God we have the people that sit on this committee know how to get things done, so pretty amazing. Another happy dollar for me is personally, I grew up just north of town here on a farm, and my grandson lives in the house now. And so what I'm promised him this fall I was gonna go and work at the farm, trying to help scoop up some of the buildings. And so for this, while I'm working on Patrick Marsh, I'm also working at Cody's up in Bristol, which is a wonderful project, and hopefully we get him inspired that Bristol's a great place. And so, you know, that's what we're doing there. So it's fun just having a grown-up grandson and being side by side and working, and also the legacy of our family farm, being able to try to keep it up, because buildings need a lot of work, so on the farm. So on that, and then my rose report, the farm, is the colors are unbelievable on the west side right now. Honest, if you want to go for a road trip this weekend, last weekend I was out at the farm. This is out in the Driftless area, and the colors in the valleys and everything is just really, really turning. Way more than here. We're probably a week or 2 weeks ahead of you, so you can almost see when you're traveling, once you hit spring green, there's like a transition there. But my suggestion, go to Mississippi this weekend. You're going to see awesome colors. So, and like I said earlier, was like my apple trees have so many apples that they're just falling now, and I'm bagging them up and putting them in a freezer that I feed the deer with during the winter. So that's kind of Dan's farm report.
On.
Happy for Jamie's poem. I just heard the last half, and I'd like to hear the whole thing.
Yeah, we watch on YouTube.
That's the second happy dollars is this coming weekend. I'm going to get together with your grandkids and nieces and nephews up in the Dells. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that will be fun. For everybody? Oh, over here.
We're gonna do something a little different. I just talked to Jamie, with her help. So I'm paying for this. Jen and I were contacted by Emily Veselsky. So she is the site coordinator for Creekside Community School. And for a little history, that's when they opened Creekside, we were kind of the group that took care of that. We did going back to grit and different programs. We had to do all that fun stuff with them. It kind of dropped off with all the changes in the COVID. Emily would like some help after school's on Thursdays. So school gets out at 1:30. Let's say 1:30. And they have their Coyote Club. So she would like some help. And I thought that might be we both thought that would be a good thing for us to help out with. Is that something people would be interested in helping? It's not like you have to commit to every week, but maybe 1 week a month or something like that.
So what is the Coyote Club?
So it's an after-school program. It is not, help me out.
Sure. So it's funded through our federal dollars, but it's a free after-school program that really targets students that need the additional support, both academically and socially, and then also often qualify for free or reduced lunch. Are some of the qualifiers that set kids up for this club. Last year there were about 70 kids enrolled. And so you can imagine an extra hour in an after-school program, things get a little wild. And so a few extra hands to help lead activities. You might be reading or doing some academic support with students. If you want to be the pickleball guy that runs pickleball drills. Anybody wants to take them to the gym and do ladders for half an hour, get some of that energy out. So I think that Emily does a really great job of organizing activities. So it'll be kind of like a turnkey thing. You'll show up, you'll be introduced to a couple of students, and then you'll have an activity that you're working on. And it could be, you don't have to be there for the whole 3 hours, right? It'd probably be an hour. Right.
In the grade
First kindergarten.
There's no kindergarten, those babies get so tired by the end of the day. Yeah. Well, we have mostly first.
If whatever, like one person to go or three or four.
She'd take whatever she can get. Cause she's really hoping, I was thinking of Diana, of course, because she's hoping that maybe get some cooking with them, or, you know, if she has some people that she can organize something to do something extra. But, just to show of hands, is anybody interested in doing this? All right. All right, so I'm gonna reach out to her, we'll reach out to her and get like a sign up genius going, and, if you have questions, let Jen and I know. We're the head of the service, but now we're kind of taking on different roles, so, so that Kurt will still have to do everything. So let's, see if we can help out a little bit, because I think, as most of you, I feel like we really need to do some more community service, so we can do that.
I will advocate that when we're out volunteering, I think that if you have Rotary swag, you know, if you've got a t-shirt or even a pin, but it helps her, I think, that as kids come up, right, to be able to see and recognize like that Rotary helps, and to identify us as that.
Michael was asking me, where do you get the shirt? I got mine in America. You can, I've seen them at Walmart, online at Walmart, you can order from Russell. You can order.
There's a link, I think, on the Rotary, yeah, there's a link on the Rotary. General Rotary.
Rotary International.
One as well, yeah.
We used to have them here, but then it's kind of hard to have all the sizes.
Yeah.
Then for my happy dollar, I certainly enjoyed the shirts. They were fabulous. Really fun people. I think the friendship exchange is a great way to get involved, meet people outside of our areas. And then, so we went up to the lake house this weekend, just Mark and I, which we love our children, but it's nice that they don't come out too. So we have a new. I think they figured it out. I mean, we never say no, but it's like kind of, it's just kind of nice if you don't have to organize meals and things like that. So, but we have a new UTV or side by side or whatever you want to call it. So we were popping around with that, and we got both boats out of the water, which is kind of an event, because usually the son-in-laws or the sons help grandpa or dad with that, and none of them were available. So they said, you're going to have to communicate, because I haven't done this for a while. So we got both the ski boat and the punch boat out. But we also had some great sunsets and got to see the northern lights right up on our deck. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Right.
There, yeah, we'll see them. Did we miss it? No, that's okay. No, did we get them all? Okay.
Yeah, well, it's all
Anybody online?
Melissa, did you have a happy dollar?
Happy.
You're not even there, are you?
I am. I don't have one today, but thank you.
Thanks, Melissa.
Okay.
So there's,
Okay.
all right, working our way in. Well, I'll give a couple here. So I want to welcome our new Rotarians. Thank you so much for joining. I'm excited to have such a nice crowd every morning. And we can do this on Tuesdays. It's delightful. So thank you and welcome. Inspired by last week's farm report, I will share that I don't have a farm, but I have one apple tree. And I'm very proud of my one little apple tree. And this year was the tree that could. Had a call Teresa for like, what am I doing with all these apples? Oh my God, like I have so many apples, which is awesome. So that's very exciting. My fall apple things will be headed everybody's way, and they're being baked and eaten and all kinds of things. So that's cool. And then this past weekend, I was in Chicago for my soon-to-be sister-in-law's birthday. And I'm pleased to report that Steve was up on the roof of his parents' house. Didn't fall off, we all did, so. Okay, let us do the drawing.
Other duties and assignments.
Yeah.
anybody have a fantasy football update?
Let's see here.
Was that a deep bell?
I can take that.
Okay, all right. Every minute. While over here, the creator of the poem, which is yarn today. Good night.
All right, 448.
All right. Big money. Well, no. However, despite the speaker, the still came, thank you, Ralph, came through with that. All right. And then I have one piece of Rotary knowledge for today. In 1968, the first Rotary Club banner to orbit the moon was carried by astronaut Frank Borman, a member of the Houston Space Center. Who knew? The Houston Space Center Rotary Club. Your little fun fact for the day. So we're a little early, if anybody heard it. I think it just went and orbited and then came back is my impression. Now, too bad, because that would make for a great photo. Exactly. Now, of course, we could now create that photo, couldn't we?
Yeah, really.
It's a little troubling when you don't know. Could be, could not be real, but we could probably make it, you know?
Find somebody here to go up and fly.
Right, exactly. So we have a little extra time, ready, lingering and wants to enjoy some company. There's still plenty of coffee and breakfast treats. I will remind you all again to just let me know if you can help out with the pancake breakfast. And with that, we are done. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,